When rubbering a die, some of the pieces of rubber that are needed have to be custom fit within the parts of the die that aid in ejecting waste material from the die. The custom pieces are cut using a WaterJet cutter. The operator will find the order number on the server under the customer that placed the order and open up the corresponding CAD file. Once the operator has opened the correct CAD file, he will set the parameters for the areas he needs to cut out of the rubber. This is done by creating solid shapes within the CAD file that represent the rubber pieces that need to be produced. The pink areas within the CAD file that have been filled in will be cut first from a softer red rubber that is used to fill the larger areas on the die that will be produced. Once the areas are filled in with the solid shapes, they are then rearranged inside the software to fit on the material that the WaterJet will be cutting. This is done to minimize the amount of waste when cutting the pieces out. Once this is done, the paths that were created are exported into the software that controls the water cutter. The operator imports the custom shapes as well as sets the speed of the cut. The information is set to the cutter and then is queued until the operator activates the WaterJet. A blank rubber sheet is placed on the cutting bed in the lead corner. Cutter is then activated and the WaterJet cuts through the rubber under high pressure to create the shapes that were set up. Once all the shapes have been cut, the WaterJet will make a final pass and cut the material that contains the pieces away from the rest of the sheet of material. The finished pieces are then removed from the excess rubber and are now ready for installation on the die that matches the order. This process is then repeated with the smaller areas of the die that need rubbering. These areas will be filled in with firmer white rubber. Again, the operator will create the solid shapes in the CAD that need to be filled with the rubber pieces and rearrange them to save material. In the software, the green shapes are used to represent the white firm rubber that will be cut. The paths are exported to the cutter. This time a smaller piece of rubber is being used. It's important to measure the area of the rubber to ensure there is enough space for pieces being cut to fit properly. Here we see a close-up of the WaterJet cutting. Once again, the pieces are removed and ready for installation.